Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am venting a little bit, and before we get started, this is the first video that I'm filming on my new camera. If you saw my last video, you know I got the Sony ZV-1, and I don't know about all the good settings yet and everything like that, the lighting, so if it's too bright, I'm sorry. I'll adjust it on the next video, so please have patience with your girl. But yeah, I'm really at a crossroads in my life. And it's with my job. I think I hate my job. I think I really, really hate my job. And it's not even because it's hard. It's because if you're not giving somebody the proper resources to do their job, it's impossible for it to succeed, right? Does that make sense? I know what I'm doing, hands down, but it's just that, you know, we don't get the tools we need, and so it's a problem. And I'm just at the point in my life where I'm like, I really don't want to work for anybody else anymore. I don't. You know, I definitely have side interests, things that I want to pursue full-time, YouTube being one of them. Like, I would love to just go ahead and quit my job tomorrow and just do YouTube all the way. There's other things that I want to do. I'm just trying to make sure if it's like the right time for me to take something like that on. You know, I try to be very calculated in every move that I make when it comes to, especially when it comes to anything that's regarding my finances, because we don't play about them coins at all. You know, but I'm just not fulfilled with my job. That's 100%. The job that I had when I was living in New York, that was more of a niche for me. How you say it? Niche, whatever. That was more of my area, right? I like that. I was in a hospital. I was the manager. I felt comfortable. I felt at home. Where I am now, you know, sometimes, you know how the market was. First of all, when I was in New York, I quit my job dead in the middle of COVID, which is probably one of the dumbest things that you can do. But I was, at that point, I was like, I'm ready to move. I did not want to do another winter up there. So that's the reason why I relocated to a much warmer climate, so I didn't have to deal with that. With that being said, it took a while for me to find employment or find something that matched what I was trying to do from a financial scale, because people didn't want to pay, you know, this, that, and the third. So it took a minute, but I was okay. You know, I had money saved up, so I was fine. The job that I took, that I have right now, it's a contract position. And if you're unfamiliar with how contract positions work, it's literally what it sounds like. They say, okay, you're going to work from this date to this date, and then that's done. I've already been told by my boss, my contract will be extended should I want to come back. And again, it's not that I don't want to come back. It's just that contract life is not for me, right? Again, very, very careful when it comes to my money, so I plan ahead for a lot of things. But if, let's say for instance, if the company is closed, as a contractor, I don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be very cognizant of what's going on with your money, what's going on with your days, blah blah blah. But aside from all of that, it's just not what I want to do. It's not that I'm too good for the position or anything like that. It's just I worked really, really hard. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. But I have 2 master's degrees, right? So the job that I'm doing right now does not require you to have 2 master's degrees. I'll just leave it at that. You know, and I want to do something that I know is going to make me happy. Something that, like, okay, let's be clear. When I wake up in the morning, it's not that I'm like, oh God, I got to go to my job. Because truth be told, I only go to my office 2 days a week. And if something's going on, I really only go in 1 day. The rest of the days I work from home. So it is a gravy situation. And the company that I work for is fantabulous. I'm going to just put that out there. It is really a great company. Like the perks that they give, all kinds of extra stuff. Like we got pool tables there. You know what I'm saying? We got a rooftop. You can work on the rooftop if you want. They have Wind Down Wednesdays. I told y'all about that before. Today's Wednesday. So yeah, you know, it's free drinks. They give free food all day, free coffee, free tea. They have yoga rooms. They have a gym in the building. Like I call it Disneyland for adults, because it really is dope. It's a dope environment. The only problem is I just don't feel what I'm doing is important. And that's something that we kind of like, we forget, right? If somebody's throwing money in your face, it's like, okay, we're going to pay you this amount of money. So, you know, come and do this job for us. And if you're in a bind, or if you were making less than that, and they come up to you with that kind of number, you're going to be like, you know what, let me just go ahead and do it. I'll do it for a little while. And before you know it, 3, 4, 5 years have passed by, and you're like, damn, I'm not really doing what it is that I want to do. just because we're trying to chase that bag. Let me explain something to y'all. The bag is always going to be there. The money is always going to be there. Try to find your happiness first. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you do that, then every day that you go to work, it won't feel like work. It won't feel like you're just there to just punch a clock. And if that means that you need to step outside of the box and become an entrepreneur, if that means that you need to totally change career paths, go into a different market, then do what it is that you have to do to make yourself happy. Because the money is not going anywhere. There's so much money out there, we just got to go get it. We got to know what to do in order to get that bag. I already know what I need to do, but I'm very calculated. I'm very second guessy. I'm that type of person. Like I overthink so much. And to be a Scorpio, it sounds weird because we're usually the ones that just kind of like dive head first, act first, think later type things. And I've done that in the past and it did not fare well. So I'm trying a different approach. So I'm back applying to jobs that fit in the area that I want to be in, which for me is the medical field. I can do either or. I have an MBA, which is a Master of Business Administration, and then I also have an MHA, which is a Master of Health Administration. So I could go either way. I don't have to necessarily stay in the hospital or in the medical field per se, but I like that. Like I like helping people. I like interacting with my patients, adults, children, whatever the case may be. I like that. I like to feel like I'm making a difference. I like to be, the person who, if they're having a really hard day, one of the patients come through the door, I like to be that person that makes them smile. Like, I really get off on that. I like that because I know how it feels on the other foot when you're the patient and you come into an office and the people have an attitude, everybody's in a crappy mood and things like that. I'm completely the different type of person. I'm different in that area. So I like that. So I just got to really figure out what it is that I want to do. Well, let me rephrase that. I need to go for what it is that I want to do. I've been having a lot of dreams and a lot of this and that going on. And people say when you have, certain dreams about specific things, that's God trying to talk to you. He's trying to tell you what's going on. My grandmother's been in my dreams. For y'all who have been here for a minute, my grandmother passed away and me and her were like this. And she's been coming to me like in my dreams and we've been just chilling. I don't know, it felt so real. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm a signs type girl, if that makes sense. Like, everything happens for a reason. Like, oh, okay, that means I'm supposed to be doing this or whatever the case may be. I'm like the premonitions. I really get heavy into that kind of stuff. So the stuff that happens to me in my dreams, I'm like, I think I'm doing something wrong. I think I'm supposed to be doing something else. I'm definitely a creative by nature, but I also like the business side of things. So I'm really stuck. Like I said, I'm stuck at a crossroads, but I'm aggravated of, where I am. I'm not fulfilled. And again, it has nothing to do with the company that I'm currently at. It's just, I don't feel like I'm contributing enough to society, right? That sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. I don't feel like I'm doing nothing. I don't. I'll tell you what my job is. My job is I'm a coordinator. Everybody that applies to my company, I'm one of the people that schedules their interviews. So if you're trying to get onto my company, you got to go through me or like one of my peers. That's how it goes. And I set you up. I'm following you from start to finish. If you get the job, great. If you don't get the job, it ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't interview for you or with you or whatever the case is. So that's what I do. And it's very tedious. It's detailed, but it's boring. To me, it's boring. That's not what I want to do. I don't really have. And then with COVID, we're doing everything. We're scheduling all the interviews virtually. So nobody's coming into the office. There's no interaction. There's no, there's none of that. And I'm a people person. I like to to interact with people. Like in their face. Like I want to talk to you. I want to chop it up. I want to read your body language. I want to do things like that. I don't want to just sit behind a computer and just converse with you in that manner. So I've been actively interviewing, and it's not a secret. I let my boss know because I'm a very honest person. So I told her off the rip, and one of the people that I support, they were like, "Oh, did you tell such and such?" So he's like, "Did you tell your boss?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I told her." Like I used her as a reference because why not? I'm a contractor. What do they care? My contract is up in November. So it is what it is. But the stuff it it never works out because either the salary is not right, the location is too far, the hours are too crazy. Like, I'm looking for something very specific, but I'm not looking for anything that's crazy. So it's not like, oh, I want you to pay me, you know, 6 figures and the job can only be 3 minutes away. And like, I'm not being that kind of extra, you know, it's not that type of party. But I will say where I work now, it's 6 minutes from my house. So you get kind of spoiled with that. And I've been there, you know, in November, it'll be a year. So you definitely get spoiled with that. So all the places now that I interview for, if they're like 15, 20, 25 minutes away, I'm like, damn, I'm traveling far. Even though I'm not really traveling far, but then if you get caught in traffic, blah, 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 you know. So it's just like, do I really want to leave? You know, and I always go through that. Whenever I leave a company, I start missing the company. I start missing the people. From my old job in New York, I still talk to one of the people who I was super, super cool with. Hi. I still talk to him like on a very consistent basis. Super, super cool. Super cool. You know, but it was the right move for me. But if I could have bought that company down here and kept that same group, I would have did it. Again, I did not hate the people I was working with. Some of the processes were a bit wrong. But when you have a certain title, you can only do a certain amount of things. You can only change certain things. You know, there's always somebody above you. And I was the department manager, but I still had a person that I had to report to. I still had a boss, you know, and they had the final say so. So sometimes we didn't see eye to eye on things, but she was still very cool. You know, yeah, she was still a very cool person as a boss. But it was just, I didn't want to do another winter up there. And that's really what it was. I was determined. So I left last August of 2021. And I have been here ever since. I don't know, but I'm not happy. And I feel like I'm wasting time. I'm wasting life. You know, and you can't get any of that back. You know what I'm saying? So if you needed a sign to tell yourself like, hey, get on your grind, get in your bag, go for what you want. This is your sign. Consider me your sign. Right? And I got to start following my own advice. So I've definitely been submitting to some things that's kind of outside of my norm for me. It's not something that I know I can't do because I'll never put myself in that situation because it's like, why lie? You say you could do this, but then if you get the job, then you look like an idiot because you don't know how to do it. So I'm not lying or anything like that, but it's just that, you know, I need something different. I know when I'm not happy. Like, I can feel it. I can definitely, like, my soul, she be like, girl. So that's where we at right now. Yeah. So what else has been going on? My face is breaking the freak out. I don't know what that's about. Do y'all see my forehead? And then I got a pimple right here. I don't know what's going on. Did I change anything? I'm still using the Ambi. I'm still using the Noxzema. If you saw the face routine video that I did. I don't know if it comes with age. Like, I don't know. I know your skin changes. Some people get acne like later on in life. They don't have it when they're an adolescent. The only thing that I did change, and it might be that. It might be that. So I'm going to like hold off on that. Is I bought a green tea detox mask from Teamy. I think, yeah, Teamy or Teamy Blends, whatever the name is. And it says it's a vegan formula. So I don't know. Whenever I see vegan, I just automatically be like, okay, good. It ain't gonna hurt me. Like, but you still have to understand there's ingredients that could be in whatever it is that you're buying that your body still may react to. And I think that's what happened with mine because you're supposed to use the mask 1 to 4 times a week. But in its defense, charcoal, I think charcoal is something that's in one of the ingredients in there. Charcoal brings all the impurities to the surface of your skin, right? So basically what that means is you're probably going to see pimples. Like, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to bring the stuff up so that you can get rid of it. And that could be what's going on, but because I'm not used to seeing my face like that, I'm like freaking out and I'm upset by it and I'm like, I don't like this. And no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off. Even though it says that you're supposed to be using it 1 to 4 times a week, I have only been using it once a week, I'll be honest with you. And I've just still been sticking to the Ambi and still sticking to the Noxzema. But I'm going to give it a rest for a little bit. My water intake has not changed. I'm drinking 4 to 5 bottles of water a day. And then we top it off with wine because that's what we do around here. What else? What else has been going on? You know, I just been chilling. You know, I'm staying out of trouble. Definitely staying out of trouble. I dyed my hair. I'm pretty sure you can see that. I dyed it that burgundy. Still using the hair wax. That's really what it is. Today I was in a red mood. My favorite color is red. This is, you know, and the funny thing is, even though my favorite color is red, I think this is the only red dress that I have. Everything in my closet is like dark colors and, you know, other colors and things like that. But this is the only red dress that I have. So I really like this. What else? I think that's really it. This video was just about, I don't know, just trying to uplift somebody. Like I said, if you needed a sign, this is your sign. Do what you got to do. Figure it out. It will be okay. But if you're not happy, like you need to figure it out. You need to do whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself happier. And if that means cutting somebody off, if that means taking another chance with somebody, if that means changing career paths, if that means moving, if that means starting a diet, if that means ending a diet, like whatever it is that you need to do, do it. Because I'm so finding out all of the lessons that my grandmother tried to instill in me when I was younger, and all the stuff that we really didn't want to listen to when our parents were talking to us, or just, you know, people we looked up to was talking to us and we didn't really want to hear it because we was young and trying to be, you know, that independent, like, oh, I know everything type thing. Yo, you start to really see that stuff when you get older. You do. Like, you really do. And I'd be like, damn, like this what she meant. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain lyrics and songs is making more sense to me. Like, I'm just, I don't know, my mind is just like learning stuff, and I just be like, wow, okay, so they was right. They was really, really right. And when I come to that epiphany, I be like, okay, I gotta change it up. I gotta do something, because I'm the type of person that I need to feel like I have a purpose. I need to feel like I'm doing something important. I don't know how to like sit still. And that's probably why I do have the master's degrees. It's not because I like school. Like, it don't have nothing to do with that. It's just because I can't sit idle. I don't like sitting idle. You know what I'm saying? Once I finished my associates, I was like, okay, I'm not going back to school. I'm good. I'm done with it. But then if I'm not in school, I feel like I'm getting stupid. Like, I know that sounds weird, but that's literally what it felt like. So I was like, all right, I need to go back. I need to get my bachelor's. I need to do that. And once I got the bachelor's, same thing. I started feeling idle. I graduated. I don't have nothing to do now. I'm just working. That's it. I felt like I wasn't being productive. That's what it is. I didn't feel like I was being productive. And when I don't feel like I'm being productive, I start gang, 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 gang. Just give me this, give me this, give me this. Let me do this, let me do that, let me do that. Then we went back to the master's. So now I have graduated with the master's, and people have asked me, are you going to go back for your doctorate? Are you going to go back for your doctorate? And initially I was like, nah, are you crazy? Like, I'm not doing another, you know, 2 whatever years, plus years, depending on what market I go into, things like that. But then, you know what I'm saying? When I was at my graduation, and the people who did graduate with their doctorate, they got called, you know, Dr. such and such. Wouldn't that be snazzy if they was like Dr. Caldwell? Like, I like that. I like that ring. I like that name. I don't know, y'all. And I'm one of them. Like, I'll literally go back to school just so I can have a doctor in front of my name. And the funny thing about it is, it don't even mean that you'll get a job that compensates you enough to match that degree. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing about it. It's like, even with the degrees that I have right now, when I'm applying for certain jobs and they like, what are your salary expectations? I feel bad for putting X amount of dollars. You know, again, I'm not asking for nothing crazy. I'm asking for what I think I'm worth, what I think I earned. But they may feel it's crazy for the particular role or the location. And let me explain something. If you don't already know, salary rates are higher in the north and typically lower in the south. I'm in the south now. So for the same job I was doing back home, they trying to pay me blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you saying right now? It's just because of the cost of living. But the cost of living to me is kind of getting up there. I remember back in the day, the South was way, way cheaper. But let's not get it twisted. Now it's not like that at all. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It might be a tad bit cheaper than the North, but it's not dumb cheap. Like where I am now, 2-bedroom, 18 and change. Some people might hear that and be like, oh my God, that's crazy expensive. Or that's super cheap. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on the type of area that you live in. And And, you know, yeah, it just depends on the type of area that you live in. To me, I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's bad. I think I lean more towards, I think that's cheaper in terms of rent. And the only reason I say that is because coming from the north, for what I have right now, I know easily it'd be like $2,500. Like, I already know that. 25, 26, maybe even more. You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, yes, it's definitely cheaper. But how we get to this? How we get to the, I don't know. Oh, we were talking about the degrees and the titles and all of that good stuff. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going back to school right now. I'm kind of like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm like 80-20 with it. 80% meaning that I won't do it, and there's a 20% of me that wants to do it just because I want that doctor in front of my name. And I know you're probably thinking like that's a dumb reason to go back to school, because you're gonna be more in student loan debt. Again, let me explain something to y'all. I already know that I'm gonna die with the student loan debt. You think I care? No. Let them come get it after I'm dead. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I already know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was paying what I could while I was in school, but then I deferred it because, again, I was in school. But it is what it is. Like, I think it's a crime that you have to pay to go to school in the first freaking place. Like, you want people to be in these professions, taking care of these people, doing this, teaching these kids, all this kind of stuff, but then you charge them to go to school to learn how to do it. Like, what are you saying right now? You understand what I'm saying? Like, high school, you don't got to pay to go to high school for the most part. Like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Elementary school, you don't got to pay for that. So why do I have to pay to go to college? Like, why? Because I need to pay the teacher's salary? That's not my job. My job is for them to teach me. You know, and sometimes they half-ass do that. But, you know, that's another topic for another day, because this country is just, it's very sad. It's very, very sad. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't have too much to say. I just wanted to hop on here, truthfully, because I just wanted to use my new camera. I just want to film with it. So, yeah. Again, apologize if the brightness is a little oversaturated or the sound is loud or whatever. First time filming on it, so I don't know what's what. But I'm going to see y'all soon. I hope that you like this video. I hope that it, you know, sparks something in you to make a change. If, you know, if you needed to hear something to make that change, I hope it sparked that in you. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.